Vegeta is one of the most inspirational characters we have in the Dragon Ball series and in anime in general. Even though he is the Prince of all Saiyans, it felt like he was the underdog. The thing that fans love about Vegeta is that he constantly strives to become stronger. When he was first introduced in the anime, we thought he was just this Saiyan prodigy who was naturally gifted, while we saw Goku as the underdog. As the series progresses, the roles reverse, and it's Vegeta that is the one taking hits and being the one to bounce back. The first time we see Vegeta take a major hit is in the Namek Saga when he went up against Frieza, who was at the time the strongest character that was shown throughout the universe. Vegeta wanted to be the one to take down Frieza because Frieza was the one who destroyed Vegeta's home planet and eliminated his race. This fight was very much personal. Vegeta does okay against Frieza when the fight starts, but when Frieza transforms into his final form, the fight is basically wraps. Frieza outclassed Vegeta in every way, and he knew it. You guys remember the scene when Vegeta was crying? There is no character in the whole series that has more pride than Vegeta, so to see him cry because he knew he wasn't able to stop Frieza just goes to show that his pride was hit at this moment. At this moment, it was 0-1, Vegeta's pride. Goku arrives to fight against Frieza. Vegeta knew that Goku was the man that could take down Frieza, that is why he begged him to do it. And he was right, Goku becomes a Super Saiyan and ultimately defeats Frieza. Moving on to when future Trunks arrives on Earth after the conclusion of the Namek Saga, this was the era of Super Saiyan. Future Trunks shows everyone that he too is a Super Saiyan, just like Goku when he arrives on Earth. At the time, the Z Fighters had no idea who this guy was, but when Goku arrives on Earth and transforms into a Super Saiyan, it was clear that this guy was a Saiyan too. Seeing two Super Saiyans at the same time, while he was not able to become one, Vegeta's pride took another hit here. Super Saiyan was the form that Vegeta was striving to achieve his whole life. To see that this low-class warrior achieve it and this other random Saiyan, this hurt. Put yourself in Vegeta's shoes here, guys. If you were to see two Super Saiyans right in front of you while you yourself are a Saiyan and you can become one, wouldn't you feel some type of way? At this moment, it was 0-2 Vegeta's pride. But don't worry guys, this is the part where Vegeta starts to bounce back. After having nightmares of Super Saiyan Goku and Trunks, Vegeta stops feeling sorry for himself and goes into the gym. Well, the gravity machine that was built by Capsule Corp, but that in the Dragon Ball world is basically the equivalent to a gym in our world. Vegeta does some of his training here, pushing himself to gravity beyond 400. To put this into perspective, Planet Vegeta and King Kai's planet is listed at 10 times gravity. Vegeta was training at 400 times gravity. This man was really pushing himself to the limit. You know how I said people love Vegeta because he constantly strives to become stronger? This scene was the start of that relentless drive to become stronger. Vegeta also apparently does some of his training off planet, but even after all this training, Vegeta was still not able to become a Super Saiyan. But something just snapped. Something inside of Vegeta. He didn't care about becoming stronger than Goku. He didn't care about becoming a Super Saiyan. This was Vegeta's resolve. He was already physically strong enough to reach his form. He just needed that resolve. He achieved the Super Saiyan form, the form that he had long dreamed of achieving, and this is a huge boost to his pride. At this moment, it was 1-2 Vegeta's pride. He didn't stop right there because he returns to Earth and reveals to the Z Fighters that he too was a Super Saiyan just like Goku and Trunks. Before this revelation, Vegeta is actually the one to save the day when he saves Goku from Android 19. In Vegeta's mind, he probably thought that he was repaying Goku because Goku was the one to take down Frieza on Namek. He was too weak back then, but not anymore. After saving Goku, Vegeta eliminates Android 19, showing that he was that guy. At this point, Vegeta had to think he was the strongest man in the world, and he can bet as a result, his pride took another huge boost. At this moment, it was 2-2 Vegeta's pride. After taking 2 L's, Vegeta responded with back-to-back dubs. Kinda reminds me of LeBron. When he lost his first 2 finals, he responded with back-to-back dubs too. Vegeta, on top of the world, looks for his next quest by following Dr. Gero, who had retreated to his base after his top creations were defeated. Here at his base, Dr. Gero unleashes 2 more androids, and although they did not look it, Vegeta and the Z Fighters would soon find out that these two were on a completely other level. Vegeta believed he was the strongest man on Earth, so they did not scare him. He pulls up by himself to fight them. Android 18 steps up to be the one to fight Vegeta. He didn't take them seriously because they were androids, and he believed Super Saiyans were the mightiest beings. That would ultimately be his undoing. Android 18 absolutely destroys Vegeta and humiliates him, calling him Little Man. He stood no chance against her whatsoever. Things did not look good for Vegeta's pride. He was just on top of the world, taking back-to-back dubs, then he is hit with this huge L. It was 2-3 Vegeta's pride. This had such a huge hit on his pride that after the fight, he was just standing there in the wastelands in the rain, contemplating on where he went wrong. Now that I think about it, this might have been the worst blow to Vegeta's pride. Android 18 had destroyed Vegeta both mentally and physically. This is probably why they did not talk when they were on the same team in the Tournament of Power. After their encounter, this new android named Cell shows up on Earth and he's revealed to be the major threat. Vegeta and the Z Fighters decide to train in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber to prepare. Just like his intense training in the Gravity Chamber after the Namek Saga, Vegeta pushes himself yet again in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. When he is finished with his training, he leaves the Time Chamber and goes off to fight Cell, who had transformed into his second form by absorbing Android 17. Vegeta was so confident in his new powers that he told Goku that he didn't need to train because he would be the one to defeat Cell. He knew the threat the androids pose. He had literally just been destroyed by Android 18. When Vegeta finds Cell, he has that look on his face, the same look he had when he went up against Android 19. It was time to show everyone a power that had not been seen for thousands of years. Vegeta powers up and transforms into an ascended Super Saiyan. He completely destroys second form Cell and has pleasure doing it. Vegeta had bounced back yet again after taking an L. This one had to feel good because he was coming off arguably his biggest L in the series so far. At this moment, it was 3-3, Vegeta's pride. Vegeta was back to 500, on top of the world again, and he could have stayed on top of the world if he did not become too greedy. You see, Vegeta wanted to boost the record of his pride. He wanted to take another dub after just taking one. It's like that slice of pizza you have that you savor. You don't go back to Papa John's and order more pizza on the same day. It'll take a hit on your bank account. Yeah, Papa John's pizza is good, but it's expensive, so you savor your one order pizza dub, guys. You don't order from them on the same day looking for another dub, because that will turn into an L for your bank account. This is what Vegeta was trying to do. He didn't savor his dub against Cell enough. He got greedy looking for another dub when his last dub was so fresh. Vegeta allows Cell to absorb Android 18, and by doing so, he achieves his ultimate form, which is known as Perfect Cell. It's safe to say that this was not a good idea, because it turns out that Cell would become even stronger after absorbing the character that just beat Vegeta. Like seriously, what was Vegeta thinking here? Sure, he was confident in his new power, but he himself knew what Android 18 was capable of doing. He had first-hand experience against her. Trunks had the same training as Vegeta, and even he knew that Android 18 would make Cell too strong to handle. Sometimes it is hard being a Vegeta fan because of things like this. We can all agree that if we were in Vegeta's position, we wouldn't have let Cell absorb Android 18, right? Perfect Cell shows the name Perfect Cell isn't just for show and destroys Vegeta. I could argue that this has to be Vegeta's most frustrating L in the series. At this moment, it was 3-4, Vegeta's pride. He had dropped under 500 again. He decides to train some more in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber in preparation for the Cell games. The Cell games arrive, and here Vegeta isn't the one to fight Cell. Instead, it's his rival Son who fights Cell. His rival Son achieves the next level of the Super Saiyan form, Super Saiyan 2. And to top it off, he was the one to defeat Cell, someone that Vegeta was not able to beat. Granted, Vegeta did help Gohan finish off Cell, but in his eyes, he had been surpassed by both his rival and his son. He was also moved by what Goku had done, sacrificing himself against Cell. At the end of the saga, Vegeta says that he is no warrior and he will never fight again. I might have to take back what I said when I said him losing to Android 18 might have been the worst blow to Vegeta's pride. He was so broken here that he gave up on being a warrior and vowed to never fight again. At this moment, it was 3-5, Vegeta's pride. I'm not sure what made Vegeta change his mind, but in the time skip, Vegeta is shown to be back to training again. It might be due to the fact that Goku was gone and Gohan had stopped training. Earth needed a protector just in case someone else decided to come. He had built a family with Bulma and had grown fond of them. We're going to give Vegeta a dub here because remember, he was so broken at the end of the Cell saga, he was able to find the resolve to train and fight again. When he hears that Goku is returning to Earth to compete in the World Tournament, he seems confident again, saying, then let's make it more interesting. If you're going to compete, I'll go too. Vegeta believed he had surpassed Goku again and his pride had to be boosted here. At this moment, it was 4-5, Vegeta's pride. The fact that he probably thought he was the strongest man on Earth again since Goku was gone and Gohan stopped training is also a factor in this. Now we're going to fast forward all the way to when Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta were on Babidi's ship because the World Tournament where they were supposed to fight each other ended up getting interrupted. Here in the ship, they encounter some of Babidi's goons and they face them. When Goku fights Yakone, Vegeta notices that Goku had awoken a new power that was greater than his own. After all the training Vegeta did during the time skip, Goku still managed to one-up him. His pride took a hit here because he ends up seeking out Babidi to give him the boost he needed to one-up Goku. At this moment, it was 4-6, Vegeta's pride. Vegeta gets Babidi's magic and obtains the Majin Mark, and his power is very much boosted from this. It was time to boost his pride now by finally fighting Goku again. And ironically, during their fight, Vegeta says there's one thing that a Saiyan always keeps, his pride.
One thing a Saiyan always keeps, his pride!
Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta clashes with Super Saiyan 2 Goku, and the fight is actually really close. But ultimately, Vegeta is the one that defeats Goku. Vegeta had finally defeated the guy who had one-upped him throughout the whole series. At this moment, it was 5-6, Vegeta's pride. After defeating Goku, Vegeta does fight Majin Buu. He doesn't beat him, but his pride doesn't take a hit here because he had the resolve to sacrifice himself for his family and friends. Buu isn't defeated here, so Vegeta is brought back to help take him down. When he is brought back, he learns that Goku was hiding the Super Saiyan 3 form he had achieved. Goku didn't use it in their fight, and Vegeta was hurt because he knew that Goku wasn't going all out against him like he was. A warrior like Vegeta didn't want to be belittled like this. As a result, at this moment, it was 4-7, Vegeta's pride. So in total, Vegeta's pride took 7 hits throughout the Dragon Ball Z series. If I missed a moment, let me know in the comments. He does help Goku take down Buu to protect the Earth, but I'm not sure if this should be considered a dub for his pride. Hey, at least there were 4 great moments where his pride took dubs, so there is that. His record could have been much better if he made better decisions, but he somewhat learned from his mistakes in Dragon Ball Super. If you guys want me to do a Dragon Ball Super version of this video, let's try to get this video to 1,000 likes. Thanks so much for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Dragon Ball content. And don't forget, savor that slice of pizza.